Hi everyone, this is Carol and welcome back to Mind, Body and Energy. Today's video is going to be different. This video actually I've been thinking to record from a long time. I believe from this YouTube channel, it's been 4 or 5 years if I'm not wrong. So I have talked about this on my live Instagram multiple times I think, but since the family is growing and just to give a little background, since you might not all have been from Instagram family. So I would love to share this. It's going to be quite whimsical, quite quirky. You might question some things. You might not believe it. You might be curious. But just know this that this is just my own personal experience that shaped my beliefs and and have brought me here where I am currently. How it all started, I'd say it all started when I was around 4 or 5 year old, and he used to tell me. Actually, I remember what I used to see, but let's start from there. What I used to see. So around 4 or 5 year old, I used to see, especially, or I think perhaps only when I used to get fever, I used to see a cluster of spirits. I knew it was something otherworldly, and I knew it was not just one, it was like cluster, like cloudish of shadow at the corner of any room. Okay, whichever room I would be present in. I believe I have seen it in my house, and usually when I used to get fever, my mother used to take me to her office. I have seen there. So wherever I'd go, no matter it is my place or somebody else's place, I'd see these cluster of silhouetted or shadow black spirits. Okay, it was a cluster like a cloud at the corner, and this was something I would see often when I would get fever. So what my parents did, because I would call it out, I would be very scared and sweaty when see it. I would say to my parents that I'm seeing bhoot. Bhoot in Hindi means ghosts, spirits. Um, Nobody told me that that is, ghost or spirit. Perhaps I understood that something that you're scared of, which is otherworldly, those are called bhoot, right? So I started calling that mother, father, whoever would be present, that this is what I have been seeing. So what every parent would do, they did. They took me to the doctor, that she keeps saying this, and the doctor said that that's okay, it's normal, and she should stop saying after the age of 6. And that got true. After the age of 6, I did not see any ghosts like those that I used to see. I got occupied in life, perhaps it was something that doctor knew that children goes through. This story, funny enough, very late in life, around 2 years back or 3 years back, possibly, I met my partner's friend, and one day we just went out in a restaurant because I think we were collaborating or something like that. We were eating, and I shared this story with him as well, because everyone who crosses my path, they ask, how did your spiritual journey begin? And this is the first story that I tell them, like I'm telling you today. So, and I told this story to him, and he said that he used to see the same thing when he was a child. Till that time, I used to think, oh, it was just me, it was just something, untrue perhaps, it was just a fever. But when someone 25, 24, 26 years later in life, or 20 years later actually, they will look at math, 20 or 21 years later in your life confirms, who was probably not even in the same state as I was in, that they saw the same thing when they were kids, was just mind boggling. So that was my first otherworldly experience at a very young age that I had. Now to the second one, okay? Now this one I am still unsure of, okay? I don't know. I feel like it can be psychological. So now the sixth, I have, like, it's 6 year old is past, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perhaps 10 or 11 year old I am. And there's this Indian chips, okay? Or a crisps packet called Kurkure, and I used to love it whilst growing up. I would just love it so much. My whole family would know. They would all gift me. If I'm going to visit someone, they're going to give me a box of it. of all the flavors of it. If I'm doing it traveling in train, relatives would give me that so that I can munch throughout the journey. It was my thing. It still is. I wanted to get kurkure every day in life because I used to love it so much. But my parents said this thing that only Wednesdays you can get kurkure. Funny. That actually they said after this event, I believe. So yeah, after perhaps, yeah, that would have come later because so every Wednesday there used to be this small Wednesday market that would happen near our apartments or flats, and they used to go. So I used to be alone. By that time, I didn't have any sibling. I was just the only child who used to love kurkure. And usually, the time that they are outside in the market, I also used to be outside playing in the park or with friends. I used to love to play. I used to stay out as long as I can until my dad would come, being all scary. Okay. When they used to go to the market, I used to be outside playing. So, as a child around 11, 12, sorry, not 10, 11 probably, I wanted to have kurkure, and it felt like the best opportunity to have kurkure when your parents are not there and you know that they're not in the vicinity as well. So, what I used to do, you need money for it. What I used to do is I started, there's this piggy bank of all coins that my parents used to keep. I started stealing from it, only 10 rupees because I only wanted kurkure. So what I did was I went one day, and like always, all the other Wednesdays, I wanted to grab 10 rupees and have kurkure. So what happened was I went inside the first room. So it had like three rooms. First room, as soon as I entered the house, would cross, sorry, balcony, first room, and my living room. I was going to enter to go to my kitchen area, and over the fridge there used to be this piggy bank that I would climb and get rupees, 10, and then I'll go and leave the room, leave the house, lock the house, have my kurkure, enjoy my time. They'll come back, nobody would know what happened. Very smart. So very criminal. So what I did, I entered from the first room. So this is the door, right? This is the door from, this is the first room and this is the living room. So I entered from the first room. As soon as I entered the living room here, there was like a red hand that came like this. I screamed, I left the house, I went outside, locked the door. I was scared. This was my second encounter of otherworldly thing. I still think it can be psychological because I knew I was doing something wrong. So I thought that, you know, this can be just my mind playing tricks that I should stop doing it. Because mind you, there was nobody at home. It was not my parents' trick. Otherwise I would have known later. But I saw it. It was like a red hand that came like this. I just ran. I do still live in that house. Not right now, but like it still exists. It's still our house. It never happened again. It only happened once. But did I see a ghost's hand or not? I don't know. What does your intuition says? Comment below and let me know. Because I'm still confused. So those two experiences, one was when I was in my early childhood. Second one was when I was in my primary school. Next things were much more when I started going to my high school. And that, my friend, I'll tell you in the next video. So stay tuned. Share this video, engage with this video so that I feel motivated to post the second part of it. Because in my life now I'm in my late 20s, so there are a lot of stories. Share your thoughts, what you have you thought till now, comment, interact, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Take care, bye bye.